Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media, and I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. This is episode 307, and I said it sporadically before on this podcast multiple times, but if I never said it any more directly or clearer, I'm gonna say it now. Money isn't real. Money is just a tool created by this world. That's it. Credit is just a barrier created by this world. None of it is real. What differentiates a $100 bill from a $1 bill? Besides, one of them has Ben Franklin on it, and the other has George Washington on it. Why does the $100 bill have more value than a $1 bill? It's simply because the powers that be said so. That's really it. Money is not real. Money did not become a necessity in this world until humans made it a necessity. Dating all the way back to biblical times, ancient times, whatever era in world history you want to look at, currency was only created by humans. It's not real. But because the powers that be said is real, this is the system that we operate under, capitalism. This is what we operate under. And no one man or one woman can tear it down. So what do we do in the meantime? Why do I have a podcast called Mogul Motivation? You know, that gives this allure, this grand allure of being a mogul, being rich, being wealthy. Because it's revolutionary. You see, I was born poor. I have no shame in saying that now. I'm 33 years old. I'm a grown man. I go to therapy. I'm very transparent. I know how to cope with the trauma from my past. It doesn't make me ashamed to say I was born poor anymore. But I was born poor. Most of all, I was born black. And when you're black and poor, you already got 2 strikes against you, and you're already pushed to the bottom of the barrel in this world. So when you're born poor, when you're born as a black American of African descent, hell, when you're born a black woman, you're pushed to the bottom of the barrel. You know, if you read books like The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein, if you read books by like The Color of Money written by Mahershala Baraban, these books detail how, specifically in America, it has been systems and laws put in place to keep black people poor. Understand my language. They were put in place to keep black people poor, not to stop them from gaining wealth, but to keep them poor. These are just a few books of many, but when you look at the reality, when you really study, when you really read and research and look at how the government is set up, look at how currency is set up, not just in America, but the world, you start to see that none of this is real and it's all oppressive. America is a racist country. America is a classist country. It wants to keep the rich rich. That's why they don't pay taxes. And it wants to keep the poor poor. That's why they pay the most taxes. And if they don't pay taxes, they get in trouble. They get penalized. Money is not real. Credit is not real. So why do we go into business for ourselves? Why do we continue to build our business? Why do we go after our dreams if it's not real? Why do I have a podcast called Mogul Motivation? Why do we continue to do these things? It's because it's revolutionary. Because if you were born poor, if you were born black, if you were born a woman, if you were born in a caste where society says you have no business generating wealth, you have no business becoming successful, you have no business finding happiness, it's revolutionary. When you choose happiness, that's a revolutionary act. When you start a business, that's a revolutionary act. When you hire people in your community, that's a revolutionary act. When you pay people a fair and living wage, that's a revolutionary act. You have to be revolutionary revolutionary in a world that's oppressive. So when you start your business, when you go after your dreams, when you're striving to become a mogul, it's not just about you. I said that many times on this podcast. It's not just about you. It's about everybody that looks like you, everybody that thinks like you, everybody that's rooting for you, everybody that's around you. It's about your community. You are striving to become successful and get over this hump so you can go back and pull the others up over that hump. You are climbing this mountain and moving this mountain. You are using your man of faith to create opportunities and value in places where it's nothing but disdain and disappointment. That's what you are trying to do. It's revolutionary. Revolutionary Hunnids. Not big face Hunnids. Revolutionary Hunnids is what we are trying to get, because once we get those revolutionary Hunnids, yeah, we're going to be successful. We're going to have the dream car we want. We're going to have the mansion. We're going to have all these material things that fleet, that don't matter, that really don't last forever. We're going to have those things, yes, but what we're going to do is we're going to be able to pay somebody's college tuition so they don't have student loan debt. We're going to be able to pay off somebody's credit card debt. We're going to be able to give someone a job, a career, so that they can support their family and get a home for their family. We're going to be able to revitalize our communities. Revolutionary Hunnids is what we should strive for. We should not strive to be just wealthy and hoard money and just be like everybody else that played a part in this oppressive system and kept others down. It is a huge tragedy, especially if you're black, when you gain wealth, when you get to where you want to be and you do nothing to help somebody out that looks like you to get to that next level, to help somebody else out to get to the next level. It does nothing if you do not pay it forward, if you do not serve. That's why I have a podcast called Mogul Motivation, because you deserve to be a mogul in a world that told you you can't be a mogul. You deserve to have money in a world that tells you you don't deserve to have money. You deserve to have a home. You deserve to have the car you want. You deserve to have the house you want. Everything that you want, you deserve it. And you also deserve to help somebody else out in the process. It's your duty. If you had to go through the struggle to pay it forward, it is your duty. It is a revolutionary act for you to do it, because they told you you do not deserve to do it. You do not deserve to be in this room. You do not deserve to have the nice things in life. Revolutionary Hunnids, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're striving for. If you want wealth, that's good. If you want to be rich, that's good. If you want to have a successful $1 million business, that's good. But what good is it if it's just all for you and not no one else? Be revolutionary. Do not be oppressive in this world, ladies and gentlemen. That's my message. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. What's the difference between a $100 bill and a $1 bill? Besides the fact one has George Washington on the front and the other has Ben Franklin on the front? The difference is what you do with it. If you have $1 and you give it to someone else and that's all you got, that's revolutionary. But if you have $100 and you keep it to yourself and you say, nah, you can't have none of this, it's mine, that's oppressive. It's all about how you use money, because money is simply a tool that men created. And you can use that tool to do evil, or you can use that tool to do great. The choice is yours. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.